You know how some words just stick with you? Words that are so old, they feel like they've always been there? Well, today, we're going to look at one of those. A blessing that doesn't just sit on a page, but actually seems to grow up right alongside us.
So here they are, the words of the priestly blessing. I bet you've heard them before, right? Maybe at the end of a church service or something. They feel so simple, so direct, and they're just beautiful. But, don't let that simplicity fool you. There's a lot going on here.
Okay, so let's really get into this. The whole idea we're unpacking today is that the meaning of this blessing, it's not fixed. It actually changes and gets deeper as we live our lives. Imagine, like these expanding circles of understanding, where every new stage of life shows you a totally new layer of what these words really mean.
All right, so let's start at the beginning. First up, a prayer for protection. Because our journey with this blessing usually starts where life itself does, with that basic, fundamental need to just feel safe.
Okay, let's just zoom in on these first two phrases, bless you and keep you. You're about to see how the way we understand them can completely transform from when we're kids to when we're adults.
And right away, you can see this incredible shift, can't you? From the physical to something else entirely. When you're 7, a blessing is something you can feel. It's being warm, it's feeling safe, it's no bad dreams. But by 42, that same word means something so different. It's a hope for wisdom, for clarity, for just being able to let go of all the stuff that doesn't really matter.
And it's the exact same story for the word keep. For a little kid, it's about not getting lost in the supermarket, right? It's literal. But when you're 35 and life is just churning, being kept is about holding on to the things that make you who you are. Your faith, your close friends, your family, and protecting them from all the chaos. So, from protection, we move into something a little more complex. The blessing becomes a prayer for favor. As we get older, that need for basic safety starts to change into this deeper desire for acceptance and for grace.
Now, this middle part of the blessing, this gets right into our relationships. It's all about how we feel seen by others, and maybe even more importantly, how we learn to see ourselves. I mean, think back to being a teenager. The world can feel like it's just judging you constantly. So a shining face is this huge relief. It's the feeling that someone sees you with warmth, not with a critical eye. But fast forward a few decades to 49, the need is different then. It's about being sure that you're still delighted in, that your value has nothing to do with your youthful hustle.
And the idea of grace? Oh yeah, that grows up right alongside us too. For a 14-year-old, grace is usually about getting forgiveness after you messed up, big time. But for a 42-year-old trying to get through the storms of midlife, grace becomes something you have to learn to give yourself. It's that gentleness, that self-compassion that gets you through.
And all of that leads us to the final and maybe the deepest layer of all, a prayer for presence. This is the journey toward feeling truly seen, truly known, and finally, at peace. This is really the culmination of the whole thing, isn't it? These last two requests get to the heart of what we all want, to feel a sense of presence and to have a peace that goes way beyond our immediate problems. At its absolute most basic, our need for presence is just that kid holding up a crayon drawing and yelling, "Look at me." It's that pure, simple desire to be noticed, to have someone say, "Yep, I see you."
But fast forward a few decades, and that need has really matured. It's not about being noticed for what you do anymore, but about being seen for who you are. It becomes this gaze that just grounds you, that confirms your being here matters, not just your list of accomplishments.
And just look at this journey for the word peace. It's amazing. At 7, peace is just no monsters. The fear is gone. At 21, it's about trying to find some clarity for all those huge life choices you have to make. But by 49, peace is something so much deeper. It's a sense of wholeness. It's about accepting your life, all of it, without fighting it. So when you put it all together, what do you get? You see that the blessing doesn't just sit there. It unfolds right along with us.
It starts at age 7 as a simple prayer for protection. Then, by 21, it's become a plea for direction. At 35, we're looking for rootedness, for stability. And by 49, that same prayer has deepened into this profound desire for a real, lasting peace. And that is the real kicker here. The words themselves, they never change. They're set in stone. But we are changing constantly.
we're growing, we're learning, we're living. And because of that, this ancient blessing just keeps coming alive, offering us exactly what we need right when we need it.
So that really just leaves one last question. And this one is for you. When you look at these words, bless, keep, shine, grace, presence, peace, what do they mean to you in your life at this very moment? Because as we've just seen, that answer is a story that you're still writing.